Hello traders, Gary Wagner here just before 11 o'clock in Honolulu, 5 o'clock in New York. It is Wednesday, 29th day of August, 2018, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. Interesting action in the precious metals markets with a divergence between gold futures and spot gold. Gold futures currently tracking down about $1.40, trading at $1,213, while at the same time we have physical gold actually trading higher on the day, up about $6 on the day. Current print 585 gain at 1206.65. Rarely do we see these markets run in opposite directions to such a great degree. Silver futures also trading under pressure today, giving up about 0.5% at 1469.5. Palladium tracking higher on the day, along with platinum tracking higher, a $17 gain in palladium, $9.56, and in platinum we have a $2.50 gain at $7.97. Now, U.S. equities are a runaway freight train. Dow Jones Industrial Average did close higher on the day, up about 60 points at 2612, but the big news is the Standard & Poor's and the NASDAQ Composite both closing at all-time new record highs. S&P 500 closing at 2914.04, a 16-point gain, or about 0.6%, but by far the biggest mover was a full percentage point gain, a gain of almost 80 points, and trading over 8,100 for the first time in history at 8,109. That, of course, putting pressure on all of the safe haven assets in the futures markets. As I spoke about, interesting divergence between gold futures and physical gold. Gold futures currently tracking down $1.60, 12.80, and we can see that it did open lower when it traded to a low of approximately 1206.60 this morning before recovering. Now, we saw the same thing happen to spot gold. Spot gold also closed well off of its open in the morning, and the interesting thing about the open is that came in at $1,200.18. Rarely do we see a spot market and futures market run in opposite directions. One plausible explanation might be because we have such a high level of consumer confidence. We have a robust economy here in the United States. Industries such as jewelers and those using gold believe that buying it at $1,200 was inexpensive and that their sales would continue to grow along with the economy, and therefore the need for physical and futures traders were kind of standing on the sidelines in terms of safe haven assets as they put their money into risk-on investments such as U.S. equities. And of course, U.S. equities ran to all-time record highs today. Now, although gold futures did track lower on the day, that was with some tailwinds, and the were caused by a lower U.S. dollar, losing about 0.2% at 94.45. When we look at our daily candlestick chart, it is clear to see ever since reaching almost 97, we have a clear and defined path to the downside. I would look for potential support to come into the market roughly at around 94. That is about 0.5% from here, and that is a 38% retracement level. Traders, we are looking at a weekly candlestick chart. It is clear to see that we do have some real technical resistance just below 12.20 per ounce. It comes in at approximately 12.17, the 0.618% retracement. And as we've talked about in the past, that is from an extremely long data set going back to the end of 2016 to the high pricing of this year at approximately 1369. We are having a doji candle, although it is only Wednesday. We've seen very little movement. We've seen the inability for gold to track above this particular price point, and that coming after such substantial gains last week tells me that we've got some real resistance, and we will need a change in fundamental news out there to really push the market above this. For right now, we remain flat in the market, and we're waiting to see if gold has the ability to track and trade above 1217, 1218, or if it finds real resistance at this price point and begins to track lower, which is my personal belief at this moment of time. Therefore, traders, my recommendation is to maintain our neutral stance with no active trades in either gold or silver. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.